Welcome to Nisus Nation. I am your host, Jason. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps us out, and it helps us to reach more listeners. Welcome back to Nisus Nation, your home for the pest control industry. Jordan Brooks is here with us today, and I'm very excited to talk to him. Jordan, he has an awesome company. Jordan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Hey, Jason. Honored to be on here. I think I'm in the first 10 episodes. Is that possible?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, I wasn't counting on that. So I appreciate it very much. Thanks for talking about for mentioning us as being awesome. I am vice president of Noble Pine Products, which for people in the pest control world would know a product we make called Steri-Fab, which we're very proud to partner with Nisus with respect to both sales, distribution, marketing. It's been a great thrill for us, great experience past couple of years. Steri-Fab is an all-in-one disinfectant, insecticide, virucide, deodorizer, germicide, bacteriostat, lots of properties which make it popular with professional pest control and end users alike because of all of its applications. We are a now 4th generation family company operating out of Lower Westchester County, which for those who don't know, perhaps the geography of New York State, it's just north of New York City. We've been in business. The company itself has been in business since 1920. That was my uncle's grandfather who started and founded the company. And Steri-Fab, which we can certainly get more into, has been on the market since 1967, actually even before the EPA existed. So, and we're still going strong 58 years later, if my math is right. It's a little bit late at night, but I think 58 years later, we're still going strong, and I think going stronger due to our relationship with Nisus, and Nisus with its amazing reps getting the word out. So happy to elaborate where you think is best, Jason, but that's a short synopsis of what I do, again, very broadly. So happy to hear anything else you think is good.
All right. So Steri-Fab is an awesome product. I was actually working on a video for Pest World today for Steri-Fab. So it does a little bit of everything. So I've used it personally in my home. My cat went outside, got fleas, came in, and so we pretty much sprayed down everything with Steri-Fab, took care of it. So I had a question. We were talking in the office today, and they were like, ask him what is the weirdest story that he has heard about what someone's used Steri-Fab on.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Yeah. I'm actually going to share 2. One relates to an experience that was related to me at a sales booth at a conference. Then another one will be like a poison control alert we got. But again, for those using Steri-Fab anywhere within the bounds of its label, anywhere close, don't worry about poison control, but you'll understand. So Steri-Fab is a fungicide, kills athlete's foot among other types of fungi. And I had someone come up to me at a conference and say, hey, listen, I had a terrible case of athlete's foot. So I figured this was going to, he applied Steri-Fab in a shower, his bathtub, maybe even his bathroom floors, right? He says, so I just dumped a gallon in a bucket and I put my feet in it. And let me tell you, it got rid of it. And basically his feet, he still seemed to be walking okay. Like there was no permanent damage, but so someone decided to do a Steri-Fab soak, I guess we could call it. So that again, very, not recommended. Not recommended at all. But he soaked his feet in Steri-Fab, which we don't recommend, but that was definitely a unique one.
So let me interject real quick because I don't want to get regulatory all over me. Guys, make sure you follow the label and use as directed. Okay, continue.
Correct. Thank you for doing that. About 6 months or a year ago, I actually sent this report to George Williams and John Singletary and a couple other reps. Received. We have a number on our waste control, etc. So we received a notice. It was like a Friday night, like 11 o'clock, from Minnesota, indicating that 2 men checked themselves into the ER because they had purchased a bottle of Steri-Fab, which is approximately 60% isopropyl alcohol, and they proceeded to drink it for recreational purposes.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And they were administered some sort of IV or flushing agent. Again, I don't know, but I guess, I don't know if 40s these days are too expensive or whatever. I don't know, a case of pick your favorite beer. But they decided to go into the Steri-Fab and they decided to down it. I don't know if they were using a luge. I don't know if they were doing shots. I don't know if it was being used in a game of flip cup. I don't know. But they checked into the hospital because of vomiting, because they decided to down certainly many ounces of a gallon bottle of Steri-Fab. So,
oh my gosh,
that was a wacky one, and I have that report, and it's been used in a couple seminars, I think, about an extreme example of following the label.
Gosh, that was
an interesting one.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything like that.
No. I mean, you got. I guess things have to be getting pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man. So, one thing I was thinking about is, so it works on, you said funguses, fungi, I guess you would say.
You're a fun guy, Jason.
Fleas, bed bugs. What other, I cannot remember the label, but is there other mites and stuff that it's really good against?
Yeah. You don't have the label memorized?
I don't have it memorized.
No,
it's like a book, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mites are certainly a product, an application that's in a pest that's used for. Whether it could be bird mites, dust mites, certainly. We've had a lot of success. You can even go on Amazon. You'll see end user success with mites. I know professional pest control also recommends it to people with mites if their company doesn't treat for it necessarily. A lesser known use, but one that we're trying to get out there, and I think the Nisus team has done a tremendous job, is with respect to roaches, because it both kills on contact, but it'll also sanitize a surface, right? And we know that roaches leave behind many different pathogens. Dr. J and George and John and Harry and everyone else can speak really intelligently to that. But so it's a double whammy, right? You're both going to kill any roaches that, again, are visible. You're still going to use your baits and things of that nature to really eradicate them. But in terms of, let's say you're cleaning out a kitchen cabinet, right? And there are live roaches, knock them with the Steri-Fab and then also apply to sanitize. You don't have to worry about any droppings and pathogens being left behind. Same applies to rodent droppings. Sanitize, right? You're not going to actually spray a rodent with Steri-Fab, but whatever they're leaving behind, you want to get rid of with Steri-Fab. Ants, we have some, again, this is not perhaps, peer-reviewed testing, but there is feedback from the field that it does interrupt the pheromone trail. So with ants, it both kill on contact, and I've been told that it often leads to disrupting the trail that ants will follow to come back into a structure. So you have mites, ants, roaches, you mentioned bed bugs, fleas, which I'm happy to hear you had success using Steri-Fab against them with respect to your cat. Then you have silverfish, and those are the principal pests against which you're going to use Steri-Fab. In addition to disinfecting and sanitizing just on its own.
Yeah. So speaking of cats, I did have another instance that I've used Steri-Fab. So my cat brought a lovely gift in the house by means of a dead rodent. It was a little mouse, like a little field mouse, and left it for us on the floor. So I cleaned it up, and then I was like, what am I going to use? And I saw the Steri-Fab thing. It's like, I'll grab the Steri-Fab and I spray it on the floor and I let it sit for a minute and let it do its job. And yeah, so I've used Steri-Fab to clean up after rodents myself. So
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
We'll have to get video next time.
Definitely. And also something that I don't know if you're aware of, season 1 of Dirty Jobs is either season 1 or season 2. I was watching it with my son because I like to introduce him to shows I used to enjoy when I was a kid, you know.
Sure.
So we're watching Dirty Jobs, and it was in California, I think, and there was a house that had a sewage backup, and it was really nasty. Thus the name Dirty Jobs. And they're, you know, unloading the van, bringing stuff out to clean this up. And he goes, Steri-Fab, what's this all about? And they were like talking about, I was like, I know that product. Hey. So I thought that was really cool. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's like I said, I think episode or season 1 or 2. I'll send you a link to it if I find it. But yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. No, I was unaware. I joined the company in 2022. So it's definitely possible that my uncle and our longtime office manager have seen it, but I haven't. So that'd be cool. And did your son think you're so cool for knowing the product?
Probably. I was like, you know, I told him, and I was like, hey, you know, this is part of, you know, my company. I mean, we sell this. So, yeah.
That's we'll take that. Yeah. They should replay that, you know. It should be a loop.
Definitely. I mean, well, yeah, we should. You know what? I wonder if I could get away with doing a little, adding that to the Pest World reel. That would be kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
The show.
Agreed.
Yeah. I have to talk to Julie about it. So we'll see. So if you could, hold on. Let me try to think of how to put this into words. I have some notes over here. So, okay. So, being a small company, what have you learned from like the journey since you've taken over?
I've learned that nothing beats face-to-face connection. Mm-hmm. This industry has been extremely welcoming. I went out to shows not knowing anybody. I came into the business not knowing what you really need to do to gain a following, or perhaps I should say, you know, increase a following in professional pest control. And I realized that, again, I think this maybe would apply to small or large business, but just how, although this industry is I'm probably underestimating a $12 billion business, professional pest control, that is, not even counting the products that are sold, but in terms of professional pest control, 12 billion, 14 billion, somewhere around there. We could all get our PCT top 100 and I guess, you know, see what it is. I guess that's an unpaid plug right there.
Yeah.
You know, everyone sort of knows one another and everyone is trying to help one another, irrespective of whether you are competitors or not. I mean, some of the first people to welcome me into this industry were companies against which you could argue partially or wholly compete against, right? A lot of companies have bed bug products or disinfectant, right? Take Nisus, right? DSV, not exactly the same as Steri-Fab, right? They're actually really good complements for one each other, but they are both used to disinfect in the pest control world. And you had, you know, Jeff Caudle and John Singletary are two of the first people I met. In fact, John Singletary was at the first event I ever went to, which was a Central Virginia, like a mid-Virginia meeting at a Topgolf. And I could have sworn with his baritone, I heard the voice of God. You know, he was giving like a 30-minute little talk on drain flies. Yeah. And I thought to myself, how in the world can not that we have a product that treats drain flies. And by the way, Steri-Fab does treat flies, just not in drains. It's another good use. In fact, one story, now I'm jumping around, you can edit it out if you want. There was an apartment that, let's just say an older person, right, occupied, and the family hadn't heard from this individual for a few days. So ultimately the management went in. Unfortunately, this person had passed away. There was, an outline, and kind of reminds me sadly of the Gene Hackman, story where it's not who it was, but right, where there's someone decomposing, unfortunately, for a few days, and there were all sorts of flies all around, right? I can only imagine how gnarly that and sad that scene was. So pest control went in with Steri-Fab and sprayed all over the room because there were, thousands of flies, and it just knocked them all down. So that's another interesting, not that I think many people are coming across, at least I hope not, coming across corpses, but that's another use that was brought up to me that I thought was kind of, beyond the norm, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So where was it? Anyway, I had no idea how I was going to compete with someone like John, because he has that deep voice and he knows everything about, he doesn't need to look at a single note. And I was just so incredibly impressed with him. And I thought, wow, this company seems really, I didn't know anything about Nisus or anything. So I thought, wow, this guy knows it all. And I don't know how I could ever give a talk like he can. So, I've learned, and being a small business with sort of, we have resources, but they're not what you would have at a larger company. It was really important to get on the road and meet lots of people. I also learned the power, which I'm still trying to harness, of social media. I became pretty involved in LinkedIn, because being a one-man band at the time, how was I going to meet people from 50 states, right?
Yeah.
And now I have, the great benefit of having, I think we're up to Nisus, I should say, is up to 14 salespeople. And I don't want to call them salespeople, representative, technical reps. But when it's just you need to find a way to get your tentacles out, so to speak. So I tried to become pretty active on LinkedIn, not knowing a thing. I'm sure I did a lot of things that perhaps weren't right, or maybe not optimal in terms of how you reach people, but I just did it the way I thought I knew best. So it was really making face-to-face connections, but realizing that I couldn't cover all 50 states. Although if you put a pin in each state I went to before we parted with Nisus, it was probably 25 to 28 states over 18 months. So I was on the road quite a bit. But I would say, taking advantage of or making personal relationships, very important, especially in an industry where your competitors are looking to help you. I think there's a true feeling in this industry about a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
Cliche, but it's true. Just based on my relationships with both Nisus individuals and from other companies, I could call out Pete Daniello from Neogen, who, again, they have spray insecticides that you wouldn't say is a true competitor with Steri-Fab, but he was one of the first people to help me out. Sam Forrest, who was Corteva. There were a bunch of people who were more than happy to give me guidance and answer my stupid, naive questions. So I was really lucky, because coming from the field of law, everything's a zero-sum game. Doesn't mean there aren't some exceptions. You can find some great bar associations where there is a support group, but especially when you're in litigation, your cases are zero-sum for the most part, and it's very cutthroat industry. And so it was refreshing to come to pest control.
Yeah, definitely. So to piggyback off what you're saying, so my first impression, because I knew nothing about pest control before I started in Nisus. And it is so true that, there's so many people out there that are willing to help, even the competitors, like you say. It was very refreshing to see, because if you go into most industries that are a competitive industry, it's cutthroat. And, everyone's trying to step on someone to get ahead. But it seems like the pest control is like everyone is really trying to help each other out. And another thing about pest control that really is heartwarming is because, it's an industry that literally helps people. If you think about it, I always use this example. I always say, there's a family and their house is just overrun by pests, and maybe it could even be like fungus, or even like mold or mildew or something, and it the family's getting sick because of it, but they don't know what the problem is. And then I've heard stories of pest controls, like pest control technicians donating time and products and going in and just helping these people, and it changes their whole life. I mean, there's not many not many industries that can do that actually are like heroes, and you don't think about that until you get in here and you're part of the industry.
1,000%. Even I think a guest you've had on, the Goins, right, from California, I know they have their own sort of foundation where they provide free, or in legal speak, like pro bono sort of service, right, in treating homes. And I'm sure there are hundreds of examples of that. So yeah, that really hits home, and it's clear. I mean, forget about like manufacturers. You can go to any pest control event, whether it be NPMA Academy or any state association, and you'll find representatives of the biggest pest control companies in the world collaborating, and sharing ideas, and choosing to hang out together both during formal and informal time. It really is special, and very, very lucky to be part of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So what do you think, what is your favorite, in your opinion, your favorite part about Steri-Fab? Like what do you use it for most?
Well, I mean, in my home, my daughter came home from camp with lice. So it was, although lice will die if they're unfed for after a period of days, but that's not an option in a 12-year-old's bedroom, right? So yeah. I mean, within 3 hours of her coming home from camp, we're applying Steri-Fab, all over her mattress and carpet, etc., and beddings. Just like you, I have real uses, real world uses, I should say. I like its versatility. And I like the fact that, for what I say, now we're on 58 years, there's been no reported resistance. And I've discussed this with technical directors because Steri-Fab is what we call a non-residual, which means that it's no longer active upon drying. There's not a lot of time for the target pest to build up, let's just call it resistance or immunity, but resistance. So it's been a trustworthy product for that, for this long. So I like it. I like its versatility. I like the fact that, as I mentioned, as to roaches, you can use it for really 3-for-1 or 4-for-1, right? Insecticide, sanitizer / disinfectant, deodorizer, like hopefully if people who are listening to this know that stench, when there's a roach infestation. So it can aid with that. So it's good that it can be part of your arsenal with respect to many pests I've mentioned or many other issues you're having. And I also like that it's low impact, meaning because it's non-residual, it's great for like dermal contact skin, skin to surfaces in such as a mattress or upholstered furniture or carpet, right? Because it's no longer active after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, could even be less or more depending on the environment. You don't have to worry about getting an active insecticide on yourself or your family. So that's part of the reason why it's been so popular for use in bed bug jobs, for example, right? A lot of companies will use it in connection or in tandem with a residual product, right? There are many great ones out there. Pick whatever one you feel is most effective or fits best in your budget, but it's used as part of a 1-2 punch in that regard. So those are all things I really like about it. And it's ready to use. You don't have to run mixing or anything like that. So I think it's another benefit.
Yeah. So this is an idea I had, and I'm going to pitch it to you now. I don't know if this is going to make it because they may ask me to cut this out, but hopefully it won't. So True. I thought it would be a great idea to do like a travel size Steri-Fab to take if you're like going to hotels or like on a cruise or something like that, where, there may be bed bugs and you could, go around and spray and just take care of stuff before you get in there. What are your thoughts on that?
I think you should be in product development.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. It's actually something that we've discussed with your colleagues.
Okay.
Nisus. I think it's a great idea and a lot of different angles there, because it'll give you that contact kill. And if you're going to, like you mentioned, you're going on vacation.
So, sorry guys, we had a little glitch in my camera, but we're back now. So, do you think this will fly, the travel size? I mean, do you think they're going to make me cut this out? What do you think?
I think you can get a promotion.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
I think that's what I think.
Product development. I mean, I don't know what they would do without me and to do the podcast though.
I think Lee might have to leave his office. I think you might get that office.
Yeah, maybe. But seriously, I mean, I think that would be an awesome idea. Cause I mean, I don't know is Steri-Fab, is there anything in it that would make it unable to travel like on a plane, or is it flammable? Maybe is that a thing?
It is flammable, but I've looked into this, and I am confident that it can travel in in luggage, right? So although you might not be able to put in a carry-on above a certain size, it can, you'll be good with it in luggage. And I am a little rusty on this, and up to a certain amount in carry-on. I looked at this about 6 or 8 months ago, so I don't want to, I don't want to get something wrong with respect to the TSA regs, but I looked into it and I wasn't sure whether there's going to be a possibility or not. And it is.
Okay.
But yes, it is flammable, which is why we can't ship it by air, but shipping by air is much different than bringing on a bottle of something for personal use as either carry-on or to stow away in luggage.
Okay. Cause I know people, I mean, they bring hairspray, the like pump hairspray. So, I mean, it seems like,
and hand sanitizer and
hand sanitizer is flammable. So
that's why I looked into it, and I was happy to see that. Again, with respect to the sizes, I don't remember exactly, but it would be a go in many different forms.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So great thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to do it. You heard it here first, guys. We're going to do this. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that.
Not at all. No, like I said.
But if people want it, I mean, if they see that, I mean, if this podcast goes out and people are like, we need this, we need Steri-Fab travel size now, I mean, you can't argue with the people.
Yeah, you definitely can't argue with the people.
Yeah. Hopefully I did, because you said you were talking about, hopefully I didn't like give a spoiler or anything that was in the works, or no.
No, we do have something else in the works that we can't quite announce yet. I know when Lee Barrett was on another podcast, he mentioned something about insulation, right? And he dropped that with respect to Nisus getting into insulation, and he was able to drop that and then see whether when the podcast came out, whether they could release it. So there's something else that I'd love to come on and discuss again, probably in a couple months, in 2 to 4 months, or maybe it won't be me discussing it. Maybe it'll be someone else talking about it. But there is something in the works that we think is going to be, it is Steri-Fab related. It's not a totally different product, but we think that is going to be great for the industry, and it's going to be very, very good for the end user consumer as well.
Awesome.
There is something to look forward to after, 58 years of, again, it's been tremendous, but there's going to be another twist on it, which we think is going to be great.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'll leave that cliffhanger.
Yeah. Cliffhanger.
Yeah. And no one's going to be able to sleep for months.
I know. They're going to be like, gosh, what is that Steri-Fab? What is going on?
I don't know how people are going to relax. I know.
Hey, okay. Let me ask you something real quick, because maybe it's just me from the South, but is it Steri-Fab or Steri-Fab?
I know. So when I have calls with your great colleagues and you at Nisus, I think I say Steri-Fab. Is that correct?
You were saying Steri-Fab.
But
that may be just a New York accent, though.
Yeah. So does it sound like I have a New York accent? Because I don't feel
not really, but just sometimes I can catch a hint of it. Because like I told you before, I thought you were from the West Coast. Yeah. So yeah.
The first time I've ever been confused with chill, but yes, I'll take that. It doesn't matter. We're trademarked both as Steri-Fab and regular Steri-Fab for years. Again, it was Steri-Fab, so it was like more Steri-Fab. But it doesn't. It's all the same.
Okay.
It's all the same. However you want to say it, as long as you're saying some iteration.
As long as you're saying it right.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you know what the product is, it doesn't matter how you say it.
We get Steri-Fab.
Steri-Fab. That's awesome.
Yeah, Steri-Fab. So it's like, I picture like a boombox,
Yeah,
Steri-Fab. It gets the job done. I don't know. Steri-Fab, 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 Steri-Fabulous, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you got all kinds of names you can go with there.
Yeah.
I see, because being in marketing, I just see all the advertisements we could do. Steri-Fab and, have it like, look like a boombox. What was it? Steri-Fabulous. Yeah.
Yes.
I could just see it. Yeah.
So there's a lot, but yeah, I don't even think about how I pronounce it. So technically it's whatever floats your boat.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So this is unrelated, but I got to know. So I'm seeing the sticks behind you, the hockey sticks. Yeah. I see some autographs. So who autographed that stick?
Yeah. Well, most importantly, so you see the big stick.
Yeah.
That's autographed by someone you might know, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh yeah, I was hoping that's who it was.
It's actually a game used Wayne Gretzky stick.
That's awesome.
From 1999, his final season when he played for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And I, being dumb enough, I grew up playing hockey as well, and I still pretend to play now. It's an abomination, but I do play. And I actually had a broken stick, and I couldn't get a stick, so I actually brought that to a game and used it.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't trust me. It didn't bring me the Gretzky magic.
Yeah.
I didn't put in 3 goals and have 10 assists. So that's a Gretzky stick. And then we moved over the past year, so we're kind of packing things up. So I found a blade of mine. That's the one closest to the large stick. And I wrote from when I was 12 years old, I wrote my stats on it. Mm-hmm. That I had with that stick. So my son, who also plays, put his blade from when we were about the same age. He's 14 now, but from his 12-year-old season. And he put it there.
That's awesome.
So we sort of he's a lot closer to Gretzky than I am in terms of ability. Still a drop off from Gretz to the 2 other ones, but that's what it is. And then, to not leave anyone out, my daughter actually painted all of those.
That's awesome, man.
So we have a little bit of everything in here. She did the Hogwarts and all those things.
That's awesome. I can see the Hogwarts now. I couldn't see it a minute ago. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but
that's awesome.
So
that's cool, man. Awesome. So are you
sports? So you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sadly, I don't have any signed memorabilia, but I do collect cards. So I have some soccer cards that are pretty cool, like some Messi cards that are.
That's awesome.
Worth a little bit of money, but not huge amounts. But yeah.
Did you? When you said your son is a competitive soccer player, right?
Yeah. I played soccer in middle school. I didn't middle school through some high school, but I got into skateboarding, so I didn't really continue my soccer career. Skateboarding was just so much fun that I'd rather do that. But yeah, I really wish I had continued on playing soccer because I really enjoy it. But yeah, I get to live vicariously now through him. So
that's terrific. Do you coach?
I do actually coach. I coach for our middle school team. Yeah. So that's junior high, middle school. We call it middle school in the South. So
yeah, same here.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know some people just call it junior high.
Huh? Yeah, I guess some places, but yeah. Middle school still.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool, man. I really enjoy it. So you were talking about the Rangers. So what hockey team do you follow right now? What's your...
So I'm a New Jersey Devils fan. So
are you? Awesome.
Yeah. My father, when I was born, essentially my father worked for them. So,
that's cool.
It was tough, man. Growing up, I grew up in New York, and being a New Yorker and being a Devils fan, this was, for those hockey fans listening, the Devils and Rangers are huge rivals, and they were tremendous rivals when I was growing up in the 90s. So the Devils and Rangers went to an epic 7-game series in 1994. I was in 7th grade, and I had one other Devils fan in my grade, and otherwise it was a bunch of Rangers fans, most bandwagon, but they were still relentless. So it was tough, man. Devils lost in 7. It was really tough, but
yeah,
I stayed true, stayed loyal. And yeah, so I'm a Devils fan. Bias the Rangers, but Wayne Gretzky is Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so I used to follow hockey like religiously back 10 years ago. We have a local like minor league team, and I used to go to all their games. But of course I'm a Preds fan because it's a Tennessee team, but before the Preds I was Red Wings, and I also like the Penguins, so
Sounds like, so you like sounds to me like you like two pretty good teams then.
Yeah. But I was, back in the day, that was, Fedorov and Yzerman on the Red Wings, and Mario Lemieux, and who else? What's his? I cannot think of his name.
Yager?
Huh? Yeah, Yager. Jaromir Yager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's whenever I was really into it. So
how'd you get into it? Just watch on TV?
I have a friend. He is actually. So his parents are divorced, and his dad still lives in right outside Pittsburgh. I think he lives in Harrisonburg.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
So they're big Pens fans, and his brothers actually play for this was years ago. Is it called the Mini Pens or something like that? It was like the kids league for the Penguins. Yeah. So he played or his brother played for them. So he kind of got me into hockey. I started watching with him, and then and people hate this, but there is a similarity between hockey and soccer. Like,
oh yeah.
So I mean, it's easy for to pick up if you know one or the other game. So
yeah, for sure, sure. Well, that's cool. Maybe we'll get to a Preds game if I can.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
I went to a Preds game for my my bachelor party. So.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
Bet you it was a good time.
Yeah, it was great. Man, I want to thank you so much for coming on. It was great to catch up and just talk hockey and pest control. But yeah, so
what pests and hockey? So
yeah, pests and hockey. That's right. So if you could just tell everybody, where they can find you, where they can find your company, and anything else you want to tell.
No, this was fantastic. It's my pleasure to come on. You can find us at Steri-Fab.com. Phone number 914-664-5877. Email jordanb@Steri-Fab.com, or you can reach out to anyone at Nisus, because like I've said, we're extremely fortunate to be part of Nisus Nation.
That's right.
So if you have a great relationship with anyone at Nisus, you can reach out to Nisus with anything Steri-Fab related, and they'll take care of you as well.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. And guys, thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time on Nisus Nation. Peace.